Well, good afternoon, Britannia, and hello to the rest of the world. Welcome to Tousi TV, your global news channel. We have some breaking news coming from the heart of Westminster. The Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, has now officially resigned from government. Keir Starmer's cabinet are now in turmoil, and the calls for Keir Starmer's resignation increase. It's all kicking off on a Friday afternoon, just as Reform UK have started their party conference. Journalists in Birmingham, where Reform UK are gathering, are now leaving the conference and coming back to London to report on what's happening. Of course, Tousi TV, we're going to give you guys all the updates that we are imminently waiting for the statement. And we have some videos. We might go live from here directly to Downing Street as well shortly with everything that's happening. Of course, over the next few minutes, we're going to find out who is going to be replacing Angela, or Angie the liar. First things first. This has all happened because she kept lying about her tax affairs. She refused failed to pay her taxes on the home that she bought, and then the scandal came out that she used her son's compensation money from the NHS, which there's a whole sort of different scandal on that, to pay for it. She claimed that she got legal advice from her lawyers. Her lawyers came out yesterday saying, I don't know what she's talking about. She's a liar. The report just came out confirming that Angela Rayner is gone. So earlier today, Laurie Magnus, the ethic man of the government, presented his report into Angela Rayner to the Prime Minister. A cabinet office source said that Laurie Magnus was meant to be going on holiday tomorrow on Saturday. So he said that I'm just going to get this done immediately today instead of delaying this, because everybody knows what the truth is. What is the point of delaying the inevitable? Now, Keir Starmer, minutes before this whole thing went down, he was still defending Angela Rayner. You know, there are some rumors and weird things about Starmer and Rayner's relationship with each other, professional relationship. Starmer refused repeatedly, according to Guido, to say if he will sack Rayner. This is just before the report came out. And he was talking to Chris Mason, and he basically said, well, Angela Rayner has referred herself to the independent advisor. My experience is that he will be comprehensive in the report that he gives me. He will be quick, and that's what I'm expecting. And so I want to let that process take its course. I did strengthen that process, so she's done the right thing, referred to the independent advisor, and now he will do his work and report back to me. So he still didn't want to say anything up till that point. Then obviously the truth came out. So as I said, a couple of things, and we are getting the statement now. We also have a reaction from the opposition leader. It's all kicking off quickly. Angela Rayner said, we discovered that her son, when he was born and going through healthcare with the National Health Service, the NHS, things went wrong. Angela Rayner blamed it on the NHS, got compensation, got money, and then used that money to get a house, partly, which, okay. And then we discovered in 2020, 5 years ago, we have uncovered this video on Tousi TV, that she said that the NHS performed a miracle. She thanked the NHS staff. Why did she get compensation? Let's go.
I was in my second trimester of my pregnancy, and my waters went without any sort of prior knowledge that was going to happen. Natal nurses and all the staff in the NHS. I've got my Charlie with me, and he's 12 and he's doing really well. He is a miracle. He weighed less than 500 grams. He was 455 grams at birth. He was a 23-weeker. So for him to survive was such a miracle. And he is an NHS miracle. And
he is an NHS miracle. Somehow she still sued them. Now, this didn't really help her case. Now, I'm going to read the statement quickly. And we have a video statement from the the leader of the opposition. Let's just quickly read you this nonsense that's just come out from Angela Rayner's office. Let's put this here quickly. There we go. What is going on? Are we all falling apart today? There we go. All right, so can't see. There we go. All right, that's fine. Thank you for the personal and public support that you have shown me in recent days. As you know, on Wednesday, I referred myself to your independent advisor on ministerial standards, Sir Laurie Magnus, to conduct a thorough investigation into my personal financial circumstances after I became aware that it is likely that I inadvertently paid the incorrect rate for stamp duty land tax. I have always taken my responsibilities as Deputy Prime Minister, Secretary of State for Housing, serious. What? Oh no, communities and local government, as well as a Member of Parliament, with utmost seriousness. I have long believed that people who serve the British public in government must always observe the highest standards, and while the independent advisor has concluded that I acted in good faith and with honesty and integrity throughout, I accept that I did not meet the highest standards in relation to my recent property purchase. I deeply regret my decision to not seek additional specialist tax advice, given both my position as a housing secretary and my complex family arrangements. I take full responsibility for this error. I would like to take this opportunity to repeat that it was never my intention to do anything other than pay the right amount. I must also consider the significant toll that the ongoing pressure of the media is taking on my family. While I rightly expect proper scrutiny on me and my life, my family did not choose to have their private lives interrogated and exposed so publicly. I have been clear throughout this process that my priority has and always will be protecting my children and the strain I am putting them under through staying in post has become unbearable. Given the findings and the impact on my family, I have therefore decided to resign as Deputy Prime Minister and Secretary of State for Housing, Communities and Local Government, as well as Deputy Leader of the Labour Party. Some people thought that she's going to stay as Deputy Leader. For a teenage mum from a council estate in Stockport, of course she's going to say that, to serve as the highest level of government, you're not PM, but okay, has been the honour of my life. The challenges of government are nothing compared to the challenge of putting food on the table and getting a roof over our head. Anyway, she then talks about her background, usual identity politics. She then, she thanked the Prime Minister, saying, I have been lucky to work alongside the most talented group of ministers who worked with dedication to deliver for working people. I thank Matthew Pennycook, Jim McMahon, Alex Norris, Wajid Khan and Sharon Taylor. I am too grateful to my brilliant parliamentary team, Harpreet Opal, Gen Kitchen and Mark Ferguson. So, thank you for your leadership and your friendship. So this isn't a good look, is it? So she's still basically implying that I did get tax advice. She didn't, because I don't know who she got it from, but her lawyer said that is a lie. We didn't give her tax advice, because if they did, they will be in massive trouble. Legally speaking, based on their own regulations, they could get struck off, like completely. So they had to come out to defend themselves. Well, they had to. They had no other option. Now, we will talk about the hypocrisy of Angela Rayner throughout her career, but we do have a short video statement from the leader of the opposition, Kemi Badenoch.
Angela Rayner is finally gone. It says everything about Keir Starmer's weak leadership that he had to wait for a report before acting. The truth is simple. She dodged tax. She lied about it. Her position was untenable for days. Keir Starmer once promised honesty and integrity in politics, but when faced with this test, he hesitated. No principles, no backbone. We Conservatives forced this investigation and were vindicated. But this isn't the end. Questions remain. What did Keir Starmer know and when? Did he mislead the public? He has now lost a deputy prime minister after losing a transport secretary, an anti-corruption minister and a homelessness minister to scandal. His government is in crisis, and all of this is a distraction from the profound economic crisis the country is facing because of his decisions. While Labour hike taxes on ordinary families, their own ministers dodge paying tax themselves. One rule for them, another for everyone else. The country deserves better. Only the Conservatives under my leadership will deliver that.
Yeah, you were doing so well until the end, Kemi. Come on, nobody actually trusts the Tories right now, not under your leadership. But, you know, I agree with the rest of the things you said. Let's not forget, by the way, we are, as I said, we're imminently waiting for the announcement by Downing Street and the Prime Minister on Angela Rayner's replacement as a Deputy PM. Let's see, we have a live poll in the live chat, if you're watching this live right now. Who do you think is going to be Deputy Prime Minister? Ed Miliband, Wes Streeting, the Health Secretary, or perhaps Lord Ali? And I'm going to say why I mentioned Lord Ali, who is one of the big financial backers of the Labour Party, who managed to get access for money. Or Larry the Cat, number 10 Downing Street's house cat. So, in September 2024, ladies and gentlemen, Angela Rayner messed up. Why? Because she was referred to the Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards over failing to register the use of Lord Ali's apartment in New York and also gifts. He bought her clothes worth £3,550. She then publicly committed to no longer accepting clothes from donors. Now, Lord Ali was going around buying people clothes and underwear, women, by the way. He did it, I believe, for, there was a report that came out about Keir Starmer's wife, Angela Rayner, and other goodies for Keir, because they're very close friends. It wasn't a good look, but they said, it's okay, everything is fine. We made a mistake. Whoopsie, I shouldn't get underwear from other people. And then we also had in 2021, April 2021, Beergate happened in Durham. During the lockdown, Angela Rayner and Keir Starmer were accused of breaching the COVID regulations and lockdown rules during a campaign event where they basically got everybody together in a room. They had beer, they had curry, they had fun. Somehow, the Durham police in July 2022 cleared them, both Starmer and Rayner, by saying, well, this is a historic case. Historic, man, it was only like a few months before, by the way. And we don't really look into investigating things that happened in the past. Now, if you post something on social media, if you have posted 5 years ago, if they try to find something, investigate your post from 5 years ago, they will do it. But if you break lockdown rules, if you are Rayner and Starmer, you can get away with it, as they did. Angela Rayner was also bringing a toxic culture to the House of Commons. In September 2021, Angela Rayner called senior Conservative MPs scum and used a barrage of insulting terms. She then had to apologise for the language, especially after David Amess, the Tory MP who was murdered by terrorists. And she kept doing that. She also called Chris Clarkson scum again. And then obviously this happened in Parliament.
Behaviour. But, excuse me, did the Honourable Lady just call me scum?
Order! 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 From the front bench, we will not have remarks like that. Not under any circumstances, no matter how heartfelt it might be. Not at all.
She kept going and going and going. Not good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have some breaking news. We have received the copy of the report. Obviously, that the ethics investigation, the ethic advisor Laurie Magnus has given to the Prime Minister. So I'm just going to read this for you. Dear Prime Minister, good start. Following a self-referral by the Right Honourable Angela Rayner MP, Deputy Prime Minister and Secretary of State for Housing, Communities and Local Government on the 3rd of September 2025, I have undertaken an examination of the circumstances and facts connected to recent allegations about Ms. Rayner's property ownership and tax affairs. I should acknowledge that Ms. Rayner has provided her full and open cooperation in assisting me with my inquiries. A decision to provide greater public transparency by applying to remove the confidentiality undertaking in a court order protecting her family's domestic financial circumstances was, in particular, clearly very difficult to reconcile with her understandable wish to shield members of her family. It is a sad reflection of the almost intolerable pressures that can face prominent politicians in protecting the privacy of their families, and not least as Ms. Rayner highlighted in her statement. Rayner has explained publicly that following recent allegations and speculation, and in order to assure herself of compliance with her obligations, she sought legal advice from leading tax counsel. This covered her personal position in relation to council tax, stamp duty, land tax, capital gains tax, and inheritance tax. I have had access to this written opinion, and as a result of this conclusion, have focused my inquiries and this advice on the issues relating to Ms. Rayner's acknowledged failure to pay the correct amount of stamp duty on the purchased property. It is the realization of this error that prompted Rayner, shortly after having received the final tax law advice, to refer the matter to me. No, it was because the media exposed it. That's why she did that. Anyway, he goes around by saying it is not necessary for me to detail the specific contents of this advice or the associated documentation, but having reviewed it, I would draw 4 conclusions. Number 1. Ms. Rayner was open about the existence of the trust and considered that between them, the firms advising her had appropriate knowledge and awareness of the details of the circumstances. On the basis of the advice she received, Ms. Rayner believed that the lower rate of stamp duty would be applicable. Indeed, she was twice informed in writing that this was the case, but in those 2 instances, the advice was qualified by the acknowledgement that it did not constitute expert tax advice and was accompanied by a suggestion or in one case a recommendation that the specific tax advice be obtained, and if such expert tax advice had been received, as it later was, it would likely have advised her that a higher tax rate was payable. Basically, the advice that she got was not official expert tax advice, and it was just a suggestion and recommendation, so she completely messed up. She should have actually checked properly. It's her responsibility, not the random people giving her suggestions, and not an actual legal mandatory what you have to do. So yeah, and it says the higher standards of ministerial code, she broke it, blah, blah, blah. So that is the current situation with this, and there's some other nonsense coming out of Rotherham, which we're going to get to in a second. I'm just waiting to see if we're going to have the live feed from number 10 Downing Street, as we might hear from the Prime Minister Keir Starmer shortly, but also announcement on the replacement. Let's see who is going to be the new Deputy Prime Minister. Let's double check. This is absolutely insane, by the way. In case you haven't seen this, the moment we knew she was a goner was when we discovered that the NHS compensation was a little bit weird, considering she was thanking the NHS. And also she said that my lawyers gave me the advice, and they came out and said we didn't do that, the surveyors. But the main moment we realized it's over was when this meme went viral, because Angela Rayner is toast. I don't know who made this, but it's absolutely the most accurate statement If you just joined the live stream now, this is a summary. She's toast, done, over. The sad reality is that because she was a government minister, she is still entitled to her full, protected, extra pension for life. She's gonna love it. She's still gonna get a lot of money. She's gonna get a payout, and she's not really getting punished, is she? So this is the problem with politics. You can resign, but you can still benefit from it, even if you are a failed politician. Now, to expose her hypocrisy even further, she said this when the Tories were going through similar crises and scandals left, right and centre. A number of ministers also resigned for lying and for hiding things. She did say, the classist, sickening Tory stereotyping and prejudice that I have fought against all my life. The Tories claim to support aspiration, but they sneer and look down their noses at working class people. Sheer arrogance, snobbery and entitlement shining through. They cannot help themselves. This is coming from the same Angie who is taking and taking and taking from the working classes in Britain and the hard-working taxpayers because she wants to enjoy a luxury life, not a humble life as she claims to have, because she deserves her ivory tower, while the rest of the people in Britain should pay for this. Now, the state of politics in the United Kingdom is in a very, very chaotic situation right now, with everything not just in terms of the top of the government, but in regards to other counties, other cities, other politicians, the whole country and British politics being taken over by a bunch of nutters who are anti-British and have no respect for the values of this kingdom. In case you haven't seen this, this is the Muslim mayor of Rotherham claiming that she can be proud of being in Britain, but also being proud of being Pakistani. Apparently, this is normal behavior for the political left, the Islamic left.
I am Councillor Ruxana Ismail, the Mayor of Rotherham, and I am a proud British Muslim. I was born in this country, a country which I'm extremely proud of. I am not only proud of the country, I love my country. I'm also proud to be from Pakistan, Azad Kashmir, which is my heritage, which is where my parents were born.
If you're born here and you keep saying British, then why did you say, but I'm also from Pakistan? Pick one. This is the future. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Islamic Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. You think that you should be happy Angela Rayner's gone and maybe Labour will go, but soon, in a couple of decades' time, you're going to see big changes, and not good changes, very, very dangerous and scary changes happening. And now, there is I think a lot of people are posting videos of the good days of the Labour government, which lasted about 10 minutes, Keir Starmer being excited. There is a Miriam Cates, by the way. For those who don't know, Miriam Cates she's a GB News presenter. She was also former Tory MP. She's a former left-winger who then suddenly became right-wing. She's now GB News presenter who has been defending Angela Rayner, and she's in the people are criticizing her because she doesn't know what she's talking about. So essentially, she said yesterday, Angela Rayner has a complex living arrangements as a result of her divorce and her son's disability. She took professional financial advice that the lawyer has now said was wrong. She's taking action to rectify the situation. Rayner should not be hounded out of office. That's according to Miriam Cates. And there's been a lot of speculations that she might be defecting to Reform UK, although she hasn't done that. And she did vote against Brexit. She was a lefty, and then suddenly she's now the queen of the right. But she still believed that Angela Rayner should not have been pushed out because she has a difficult life, a complex life. So weird. Anyway, now, We are, as I said, we were just waiting for the Prime Minister to see who we're going to have now. What sort of clown is going to be the new Deputy Prime Minister for now, until the rest of the cabinet fall apart. But let's get some reaction from you guys. Before we do that, we have 1 day left. 1 day from now, ladies and gentlemen, the Tousi wedding is happening. Yes, I am getting married to Danielle, our COO, nepotism. Make sure to use the promo code WEDDING50 to get 50% off annual memberships of Tousi TV Plus by scanning the QR code, or just find the link in the description directly to go on the website. After doing that, make sure to also download the Tousi TV app, the home of geopolitical news, to get access to the full channel. Now, let's see what you guys are thinking. Let me know who you want as Deputy Prime Minister now. Give me your predictions, but also who you actually want. Who's going to fill the 22-stone black hole, though? That's still supposed to be Rachel Reeves' job. She's the Chancellor, so, you know, she can fill a hole too. Fabian Society liar. Bye. She's against the Fabian Society. Angela Rayner is to the left of the Fabian Society. She's on more of a Jeremy Corbyn side of the Labour Party, communists, basically. Star Helix says, staff looking for experts at fudging. Angie. Totalitarian says, I so hope Diane Abbott is the next Deputy Prime Minister. No, Diane Abbott should be the next Chancellor. Everybody knows that. She deserves that. She's very good at numbers. Now is the time for the King to dissolve Parliament. Imagine the chaos that will cause. Pieces of admire, I voted Ed Miliband in your poll as a joke. The fact that Ed Miliband as an option is a joke for you guys, that says a lot about the state of affairs in Britain and the Labour government, isn't it? Because he's supposed to be now one of the serious cabinet members. Ed Miliband. Ed Stone. David says, FYI, don't go to Diane Abbott for tax advice. I think that's what she did. That was a big mistake by Angie. That news was worth a tenner. Thank you for that. We also have Chris, and Nina says, hi my lovely, why don't they all bloody resign? Thing is, again, the problem is, even when you resign as a minister, you get a massive payout and pension. So it's a lose-lose. Because the moment they get the job, we've lost. The moment a clown gets a job as a minister in Britain, it's over. Because whether they have a happy ending or just get pushed out, they still get that payout. Which, even if they're in the job for 10 minutes, there was actually a Tory minister during Boris Johnson's leadership about 3 years ago. She was in the job for like 2 days, and then she resigned or something, and she still got everything that she wanted. Samuel says, isn't it ironic that Tommy, who is so against the Pakistani gangs, wants everyone to vote for a Pakistani Prime Minister, Ben Habib? No, because Ben Habib is not part of the Pakistani gangs. You know, Tommy is against the Pakistani gangs. Ben Habib is not a Pakistani gang member who emigrated to the UK when he was 15 and has a Muslim dad. Because Tommy doesn't support or not support people based on their skin color or their background. He does it based on values. Whether you agree or disagree with him, he goes with that and attitude and values rather than skin color or heritage. He goes with their ideologies and what they actually believe in. And ideally, if they're not part of a gang. Maureen says, I want to wish you a very happy wedding day. Love your channel. Let's forget her and everyone. Wish Tousi TV a fun-filled wedding day tomorrow. Angela Rayner gave me the best wedding present. Thank you so much, Angie. It's going to be great. I'm going to have to include her in my wedding speech tomorrow night, so it's going to be juicy. As I said, we will give you I said it yesterday. I said a surprise live stream from the wedding. I'm not really sure if it could count as a surprise when I've already announced it, but after the ceremony, after dinner, reception, when chaos happens, I will come live to show you guys what's going on inside at the wedding. So it's going to be fun. PC says, Maya, that town is one of the 7 UK cities on my boycott list. I think almost every UK city should be on a boycott list anyway. So because it's not looking too good for anybody. We have someone who's spamming the live chats. This guy, David A. Guys, keep an eye on this guy because he's saying Rupert Local PM, which, you know, Rupert's a great guy. Just as a reminder, some of you might be new to Tousi TV. We don't have moderators on this channel. You can say whatever you want, free speech. You could say you love Maya, you could say you hate Maya, you could say you love Rupert, you could say you hate Rupert, we don't care. We will ban and deport you if you copy and paste like a stupid 14-year-old child. If you spam the live chat because you have issues, we will ban you. So, David, that's your final warning. Breathe, otherwise you will go. All right, next. All right. Another super chat saying, both your government and monarchy have failed you guys. I wish you Brits all the best in the world. God bless from America. Yeah, I know. It's the thing, the whole of the establishment. It's not really just about the elected government and the state, which is basically the crown. Everything else has all been a really massive disappointment to the British people. And because the British people have been so tolerant and nice and patient for years and years, not anymore. They are waking up. They are standing up for themselves. On the 13th of September, there will be a massive rally in London. People from all around the country are going to come, and it's going to be great. So this guy says, wow, you are so lucky, Maya. Wedding presents, I never have those. All right. Okay, thank you, David, for stopping the copy and pasting thing that you were doing. We don't do that. Just one comment is fine. It's always saved. People can see it. And he says, Zia Yusuf Mohammed, no, that's not his name, it's Mohammed Ziauddin Yusuf, is speaking at Reform Conference. Apparently Muslims are allowed to say anything to integrate? No, wait, hang on. Let's see if I have the live feed from the conference. We are expecting Nigel Farage to speak around, what time is he speaking? 3 o'clock? Oh, should be soon. It's now. It's coming up now. So we will wait shortly, imminently, for Nigel Farage, because I'm guessing the first thing he's going to say in his speech is going to be a joke about Angela Rayner, and it's going to be fun. Let me just double check to see what is going on the stage at Reform Conference. Yeah, they're supposed to be going live now, but nothing's happening. Apparently, the demographic at Reform Conference in Birmingham is... I have the list now. Oh, Nigel is at 4 p.m. Okay, we will come back for that. The demographic, age-wise, apparently there's a lot of young people under 25, which, by the way, for any political party is impressive, especially for a more technically right-leaning political party. I know they're not that right-leaning, but still they seem right-leaning. Under 25s are dominating Reform UK Conference. Impressive, despite everything else. So this is the schedule. So David Boll, chairman, has already started and finished. And then we had Andrew Jenkins. What else do we have? Currently, we have Alex Armstrong, the GB News presenter, hosting a panel. I mean, obviously, GB News and Reform UK are going hand in hand. That's why. And then we have 1 o'clock lunch. Then Lee Anderson, then Laura Ann Jones, the member of the Senate from Wales, and Graham Simpson. Then we have another panel. Then Zia Yusuf is at 3 p.m. So he's supposed to be speaking at 3. Someone said he's already speaking. I don't think he's speaking now. And then you got Alison Pearson from the Telegraph again, hosting a panel. And then a special guest speaker, I think that's going to be Nadine Dorries, the Liberal Tory and Boris Johnson loyalist who has now defected to Reform UK. And then obviously we have Nigel Farage speaking after that, which again, we're going to give you guys the live coverage. Do we have any reaction from the... This is fascinating how the rest of the cabinets, the Labour cabinet, have gone into hiding. There's... Where are they? Nobody is saying anything. I think they've been told to just stay quiet, turn off your phones, don't respond to any comments, questions from the members of the press. It's not worth it because I think if anybody says something, then they might get into trouble themselves because everybody has some sort of skeleton in the closet. And they will get exposed one by one. They're not going to survive that long. So we also have another Labour resignation, ladies and gentlemen. The Labour's investment minister has now resigned as from Rachel Reeves' Treasury team, and she has cited irreconcilable differences with the new members of the Chancellor's ministerial team. So Poppy has resigned as a Labour minister, not because of Angela Rayner, but because of yet another scandal going through, this time number 11 Downing Street. That's Rachel Reeves' department, the Treasury. So that's also yet another blow today to Keir Starmer's cabinet. 2 resignations so far. Alex says Farage has moved his speech from 4 p.m. to 1 p.m. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Why on earth? Oh, I'm guessing this is just to talk about Angela Rayner quickly, right? So if he's going live at 1, then obviously we are going to give you guys we'll wait a few minutes and we're going to give you guys the live coverage from that. So is that why Zio Youssef is speaking now, if he's speaking, right? We're just getting things ready, guys. Stay with us as we will give you guys the live coverage from the conference. Let me just double check everything for you. Yeah, we should be expecting it imminently. The live feed is also coming. All right, cool. We're now just waiting for... Where is it? Yeah, they will be starting soon. This live event has not yet started. That's the live feed that we have. So we will get back to this Reform UK conference to get the reaction from the leader of Reform, Nigel Farage. Have a great wedding day. Thank you very much. And Diana says, have a wonderful wedding day tomorrow. Maya, Mr. and Mrs. Tousi. Yes. I appreciate that, guys. What's going on with there? Oh yeah, let's quickly go to the members of Tousi TV Plus as well. If you become a member, obviously use the promo code WEDDING50. You will get access to our exclusive chat forum. There we go. Let's see what we have. A nasty woman. All she deserves. Look at all her past tweets. Yep. And everything she's done as well. They are falling too quick. Still need a decent party to vote for. Not really. I mean, people in Britain, they are very much addicted to party politics. Everybody's waiting for a savior. Everybody's just sitting at home. Please, please save me and save my life. They're waiting for some sort of party leader or political party. You just wait. You just wait for... It's not the job. It's not our job to fix parties or promote parties. Wait till the election day when you get there. By that point, you can assess all the options and see who you have. Political parties are so lazy now. They use people to promote them instead of them creating a product that people can vote for. They basically get propaganda saying, you guys should support my party, tell everyone. And the other side will say, no, you should promote my party. People campaign on behalf of parties instead of parties campaigning on behalf of themselves. People say, well, we have to back a party now. Support my party. No. Just wait. Wait for the parties to sort out their mess, and then you can decide last minute. You're the consumer, not the seller. Will she still be lurking in the background though? Yes, she's still going to be MP, but I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on her to also resign her seat as a member of parliament. So because, this it's just completely scandalous. So probably a by-election as well. Clinton says, much love from the US, dog. Thanks for what you do. Bring free speech back to the UK. Thank you. And the rest of the world. Of course, we're a global channel, not just UK. Pork says, could this be the beginning of the end for Labour? Yeah, it'll be a slow death, but that's how it started with Boris Johnson's government and the Tories, slowly. And then somehow they thought Rishi Sunak is going to be their saviour. Kag says, thank God for that. One down, more to follow, hopefully. We can celebrate her resignation and Maya's wedding all at once. Exactly, that's the plan. I wasn't supposed to be drinking today, so I don't have a hangover tomorrow, but I think I'm going to have to start drinking today. Just one. Starmer will run away for the weekend. Yep. Yeah, to be fair, he's going to stop working in about 5 hours, because he's got the Shabbat because of his wife. He just stops working, even though he's not Jewish himself. Ian says, surely she meant to say it's been difficult getting 3 roofs over her head rather than just 1 roof. Yep. V6 says, hopefully she's another one of many dominoes or cards that hold this S show up that falls. The questions are, who is next? How many before a collapse and then a general election? Yeah, I'm going to predict the 2027 election, because they can technically, constitutionally go until 2029, but I think it's going to be 2027, because I think we are getting obviously closer to the end of 2025. 2026 could be the rest of the domino effect, the beginning of the downfall for Keir Starmer himself as Prime Minister. But that will take months and months. If that happens, and if he resigns or something happens, then the election will be beginning of 2027. So probably like around May, usually around May, June. Stay tuned for that. Joe London says, what did Keir find out overnight? No, not overnight. So the report from the ethic advisor was only handed to the Prime Minister about an hour ago. So he had to wait for the official report that came out, which was earlier on. And then also Keir Starmer didn't technically didn't sack Angela Rayner. Angela Rayner resigned. We know in reality, behind the scenes, that's usually your boss tells you need to resign. Keir is weak. Keir put party before country. Funny how Keir loses women. The men are predicted. Lord Ali versus Zia would be interesting. I don't think Keir Starmer puts his party before country. I think Keir Starmer puts Keir Starmer before anybody else, including his party and country. To be fair, like most political leaders, at the end of the day, their own ego is more important than even their party. You saw it with Boris, you saw it with Rishi and everybody else. Wants to protect her family? That's rich. Millions of Brits want that, but get ignored. Honey Badger says, thank you, Lord. Please let this mean he's finally been forced to realize that, yes, public opinion does matter, and no, you can't just ignore us because we've had more than enough. Gil says, at last, a bit of good news. How there she saw our flag. Not a good look for a mayor. Oh, the Rotherham mayor. Yeah, I know. She's a special one. Don't feel sorry for her. She has such a mouth on her and was always the first. Yeah, but to be fair, her rhetoric and language didn't really help her position that the right-wingers or the middle classes are classist and they hate everybody who's working class. First things first, and now most of the right-leaning voters, whether they vote UKIP or Reform UK or some of the Tories, they are now more working class than Labour voters anyway. Labour voters are all champagne middle-class socialists. But she didn't really help her own situation by just keep ranting about that and being basically rude and extremely plebeian. What a shame she won't need to sell up and go up on the council house list. Now she's going to get more money now. You get a pay rise, basically. It's so bad. You get life. For life. She's protected now because she was minister for like 2 seconds. Rayner is shamelessly using her son to gain a sympathy. Yep. And also for monetary gain. And maybe her dad was also a toolmaker. Maybe her dad was Starmer's dad. All right, great news today. Let's see how long the rest lasts. Let's quickly go back. We're just waiting for Reform UK. Should be imminently. In the next 2 minutes, we will be going live to Birmingham, where the leader of Reform, I was going to say Angela Farage for some reason, Nigel Farage, is going to be speaking. Apparently, Andrew Jenkins is currently on the stage singing. I'm not really sure what's going on over here. We've just received this. Is Andrew Jenkins? Obviously, she's an opera singer. But yeah, I think she's having fun right now. She couldn't do that as a Tory. But yeah, it's slightly more relaxed at Reform UK conference. Every photo and videos I've seen from Reform conferences, it seems quite fun, despite their political policies. Left-leaning policies, but otherwise the conference seems fun. Do we have a... well, we'll just wait for the feed to begin. Let me just get some more reaction from you guys. Just great. The Dutch and German governments are in shambles. France is a mess. And now the UK is going down their rubber dinghy also. Yeah, it has not been a good couple of years for Europe, has it? And somehow the European Union is still standing. Karen says, Farage has a Muslim deputy. No thanks, Advance UK. Although I don't think Richard Tice, the deputy leader of Reform, has converted to Islam. Yeah, no, Richard is not a Muslim. Although Mohammed Ziauddin Yusuf is. Well, he's not deputy. He's the Doge chairman. Not chairman. What do they call him? Head of Doge. They can't even be original. They had to steal Elon Musk's idea. So bad. Samuel says, does Ben talk about detaining and deporting the 39,000 Islamists on the MI5 watch list? Yeah, he has. UKIP just seem to have better policies, Timmy. Can you share your opinion? Tousi, or is it private? It's not private. No, Ben Habib has said that. And Ben Habib has also said with the treaty that we already have with Pakistan, just use that treaty, the deportation treaty, to just dump everybody back in Pakistan. Even though the Pakistani government have said, no, F off. Pakistan don't want people back in Pakistan. That's why Starmer can't do it, even if he wanted to. But Ben Habib has said, everybody, they all need to go, and we'll just drop them there. It's Pakistan's problem. So yeah, Ben Habib has already said that as well. But it's not really just about policies, coming up with nice policy ideas. Like UKIP obviously come up with some stuff. I can come up with policies. Doesn't mean you should support me. Supporting people, parties or political leaders or candidates, it should not be based on ideas. It should be based on a full package. Do you have the right ideas? Do you have the right ethics? Do you have the right team? Do you have the right finances behind you? Do you have enough people to be able to form a structure as a party properly? Not just, a couple of 100,000 people who could vote for you. Actually have branch structures. UKIP used to have that. They don't have that anymore, but they're working on it. Reform UK finally started working on it. The Tories, Labour already have it. You need to have a full package, and also not just one person coming up with some nice things, whether it's Ben Habib or Nick Tenconi or Nigel Farage or Kemi Badenoch. It doesn't matter who comes up with good ideas. It's not about that. Do you have everybody else? Who's going to be your Chancellor? Who's going to be your Home Secretary? Who's going to be your Culture Minister? Who's going to be your Foreign Minister? You need to ensure you have everything ready, full package, because we have a parliamentary system, not a presidential system. You can't just vote for one candidate. That party leaders, some of them will say the right things. Parties overall come up with some good things. That's irrelevant. I can literally set up a party right now with no members, and I could give you the best policies that you might like, or you might hate, obviously, but you might like. Doesn't mean you should support my new party. You have to have the full package, everything around it. And it's not an easy game. That's why people keep starting parties left, right, and center. I'm like, what are you doing? Babi was right about Starmer. And Albo Sleazy in Australia. All right, what else? Rara says, one down. Only the rest to resign now. Yeah, just a little bit more. We're still waiting for the live feed to begin. I'm not really sure what on earth is going on over there. Because they have changed their schedule, as somebody also said. And I don't know why they're doing this. Now they're late. We are allowed to celebrate when bad people get juice put upon them. Yay. Whoa, that sounds dirty. Any more news in Germany? Congratulations on getting married. Well, the good news from Germany is that we haven't had any more deaths from the AfD. The bad news is that the establishment in Berlin are still not being clear with us about the causes of death for the 4 other people who died, the members of the AfD. Rayner has a penis. Well, thanks for that, Robbie. Keep it a family show. She should have been sacked and investigated by the police. But now she has to pay. So that's happening now. She has to now pay this. But the thing is, she's going to have the funds because she's getting a good pay from leaving the government. What's going on with the live poll? I haven't even checked it because I did ask you, who do you want as Deputy Prime Minister? Ed Miliband has 3% so far. Wes Streeting, 4%. And who's the Lord Ali has 3%. Wow. Larry the Cat, the official Downing Street cat, has 90% of support in the live poll. Amazing. Go on, Larry. Is the only one. Let me just ensure we have this right. I think we should probably be able to break this news before the mainstream media. If you are all ready with me, we can now officially confirm that Larry the Cat is now the new Deputy Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Congratulations to Larry. You have failed in your job to catch a single mouse since you've been there for over 10-15 years, but maybe you can actually be a good Deputy Prime Minister. We will wait for Larry's policy ideas as well to see how we can assist the Prime Minister. Now, love my job. Let's double check. All right, we don't know when Reform are going to be getting their act together with their party leader's speech. Angela Rayner still speaking, which is not really helping us. So I think they've changed the schedule. So what we'll do, we'll wait for Nigel Farage to come on stage to give you guys the live coverage. For now, the most important thing you could do is to give us a wedding present. And we're also giving you a birthday present, wedding present. 50% off annual memberships of Tousi TV Plus by using the promo code WEDDING50. Join our full platform independent channel with access to all our documentaries, the chat forum, podcast, exclusive interviews, live shows and everything else, the news posts, by scanning the QR code or finding the link in the description, and download the Tousi TV app. I'm Maya Tousi, and we are the media.